Welcome back, my dear friends. I'm back here with another psychological concept, metacognition. What does it mean? Metacognition. Meta means beyond. Cognition means cognitive process. So, metacognition means cognition of cognition, or thinking on thinking. It's a higher level of thinking. It denotes thinking on thinking or knowing on knowing. What does it mean? How can we define it? We may just define metacognition as the ability of a person to know or think of his own capacity to indulge in cognitive functions by systematically arranging the process of thinking and problem solving. So here you are thinking about your thinking. You are not mere thinking about some factors, but you are thinking, about your capacity to find out different items, your capacity to solve problems, your capacity to construct knowledge, your capacity to think about the different strategies which you can make use of in your learning and activities. And this is metacognition. In simple words, thinking about thinking, or cognition of cognition. And see, according to the modern psychologists in the classroom, we should make our learners or students able to make use of metacognition. They should be able to arrange their thinking. They should be able to systematically organize their thinking process, their learning process. So it is the duty of the teachers or the educational institutions to enhance the capacity of metacognition in our learners. And for enhancing or for enriching or for widening the metacognitive ability of our students, what can we do there in our classrooms? Because it's our duty not to not mere teaching the content is our duty, but to enhance the metacognitive capacity. And for enhancing the metacognition of or metacognitive capacity of our students, we should make each and everything meaningful to our students. Whatever activity we make them indulge in, we should make them aware of each and every element of that activity. For example, we have told about different methods which can be used for enriching our memory. So these methods should be provided to our students, and we should make them practice these methods. And here, according to psychologists who believe that we have to create or we have to enrich the metacognitive capacity of our students, it's our duty to make the students aware of the principles behind these methods of memorization. Not mere practicing should be there. Not mere practicing of these methods should be there. we should tell the students the principles behind all these activities. We should make them aware of different aspects of all these activities. And if we tell them different aspects related to each method of memorizing, then in future they will be making use of the better strategy, better method for by hearting something as the situation demands. If we make them practice some methods, then in the future they will be making use of some ready-made methods or some methods which they always make use of. But if we tell them the aspects behind such methods, the principles behind such methods, the factors behind such methods, in the future they will be making use of the apt method, the suitable method on the basis of the circumstances, on the basis of the situation. So when we make them practice any sort of method or any sort of technique for learning or memorizing, we should tell them, we should make them aware of the factors and aspects behind such methods and techniques. And this is a technique which we can use for enhancing the metacognitive capacity of our learners. And similarly, we should create confusions in our classroom. We should create some questions and some doubts in our classroom. Then the learners should be asked to eradicate the confusion, solve the confusion. They should be able to think in a higher manner. And they should be able to solve the problems inside the classroom, solve the confusions inside the classroom, solve the ambiguity of different theories. And there should be effective discussions in our classroom. Each and every person should be allowed to give their own views. They should be free. They should be free for thinking and describing their thoughts, explaining their thoughts. Let them think and explain their thoughts. And by making use of this sort of discussion in your classroom, you can enhance the metacognitive capacity of your students. There should be problems, there should be confusions, there should be questions, there should be doubts. If some students keep some doubts, then some other students can be requested to think about these doubts and let them clarify the doubts. So thinking, make use of the thinking. So by making use of such discussions in your classroom, you can enhance the metacognitive capacity of your students. And similarly, scaffolding, the method of scaffolding can be made use in your classroom for enhancing the metacognitive capacity of your students. The teacher asks some questions, the teacher put forth some problems, and the teacher and the students together solve the problems. So again, you are enhancing the metacognitive capacity of your students. So by enhancing the metacognitive capacity of your students, actually you're making them keep some strategies. The strategies, the plans should be created by students themselves. You should be a facilitator. you can introduce different types of techniques and methods, and you can explain the different aspects and factors behind all these techniques, and they should be able to create their own strategy, their own plan for learning, for discovering, for solving the problems. So they should be able to think in a higher level. They should be able to make use of higher level thinking. And this is metacognition, thinking on thinking, cognition of cognition, knowing on knowing. When you make them practice different techniques for learning different items, then you should tell them about different factors behind learning. So they should be able not only to learn, but also how to learn. And they should be able to create some strategy for learning different items. They should be able to create their own strategy for learning something included in English language. They should be able to create their own plan for learning something included in mathematics. And they should be able to create some other plans for learning something in science subjects. They should be able to accept another technique for learning something included in the social sciences. So they should be able to control their learning, their activities, their thinking, their collection of data, everything. Let them control, let them decide, let them create, let them implement, let them think. And this is what is meant by metacognition. Thank you.